Welcome to Anything You Want. If you value insight, nuance, and stories told with care, please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, and consider joining our community by clicking the join button. Your extra support keeps independent reporting alive. We read every comment, and your thoughts shape the conversation. So write to us below as we trace a remarkable turning point in the careers of two of Turkey's most cherished performers, Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu. When Karalık Aşk first unfurled across television screens, it did more than fill a broadcast slot, it carved a cultural pathway. Barış Arduç and Elçin Sangu, embodying Ömer and Defne, supplied not only romantic tension and comic relief but also an aesthetic and emotional grammar that would influence an entire genre. Their interplay on camera, subtle looks, deft timing, and a chemistry that felt candid rather than constructed, remains a reference point for actors and showrunners alike. Audiences in continental Europe, the Middle East, and Latin America still return to those sequences because they find in them a model of emotional honesty and crafted spontaneity. What began as a television project has become a legacy, and it is within the warmth of that legacy that the present chapter takes shape, not as a rehash of former glories but as an invitation to grow. Among colleagues and collaborators, Elçin Sangu has been known for the persistence of a certain private ritual. Between costume fittings and table reads, she kept small leather notebooks, densely inked with observations about gesture and rhythm, with sketches of composition and notes about the tonal architecture of scenes. Those who have glimpsed these pages describe a mind attuned to the architecture of performance, where a camera might pause, how a silence might thicken meaning, how a line might fracture or consolidate an entire sequence. For many years these marginalia appeared as the eccentric habit of a beloved actress. Yet the accumulation of such detail signaled an intention that is now manifesting. Those notebooks, once private, are coalescing into a project, Elçin's directorial debut. Insiders describe the film as intimate in scale but ambitious in aesthetic, an actor-centered work that privileges light, silence, and the unsaid over spectacle. To frame this transition as a solitary leap by Elçin alone would be to misread the network of professional loyalties that had long nourished her. Barış Arduç's role in this phase is not a tabloid-ready cameo but an enduring and pragmatic support. Sources close to both artists speak of evenings of conversation where Barış listened with the patience of an actor and replied as a collaborator, offering introductions to producers, frank feedback on drafts, and the kind of editorial attention that only a peer can provide. One anecdote circulating within the creative team recounts a nocturnal message after the first complete script draft was read. Barış, succinct and sincere, wrote, "Trust the small silences." The phrase encapsulates a shared philosophy, that the power of a scene often lies in restraint, and that actors create meaning in the breath between words. Yet practical questions remain. Will the film retain an uncompromised aesthetic if it leans on star power? Will collaborators grant her the latitude required to pursue a subtler, performance-first approach? Discussions in production meetings now revolve around these trade-offs, where artistic integrity and commercial feasibility must find a provisional accord. This fan activity has a performative dimension. It becomes part of the film's early circulation, amplifying attention and shaping expectation. Elçin's team appears mindful of this digital chorus. Attentive to enthusiasm, wary of speculation, and determined to preserve the project's authorial thrust. What might the film be? Insiders suggest Elçin is drawn to themes of listening, return, and the ethics of care. Her notebooks frequently return to the idea of consent and consent's absence in ordinary intimacies, how characters negotiate desire without spectacle, how trust is constructed in small, precise exchanges. Stylistically, this could translate into a film comprised of long takes, natural light, and interiors that assert themselves as psychological spaces. There is, however, room for other ambitions, a tonal nod to romantic warmth, updated through a contemporary lens, or a move toward a sober drama that examines professional reinvention. Each direction carries risks. The rom-com mode invites comparisons to prior work and the comfort of expectation, whereas a dramatic pivot might court critical acclaim and festival attention. Practical production choices will determine the film's texture. Selecting a cinematographer who reads face and shadow as narrative instruments, an editor who privileges rhythm and the politics of pause, and a production designer capable of composing interiors that speak will materially shape the final work. Decisions about festival strategy, premiering at a major European festival versus a domestic commercial launch, will also dictate public reception and distribution pathways. Whispers of co-production interest from European partners have surfaced, offering potential budgetary support and broader market access. Co-production talks, while useful for resources, require negotiation over creative control, an exchange that will test Elson's appetite for compromising artistic goals for reach. Baris Ardak stands at a professional inflection point. His trajectory to date has combined television success with selective film choices and growing international visibility. If he opts to appear on screen under Elson's direction, their history will be recontextualized as an artistic dialogue. Alternatively, an off-camera role, executive producer, dramaturg, or trusted reader, could allow him to shape the project without redirecting attention away from Elson's debut. Either choice signals something about contemporary celebrity cultures, whether star power is deployed to amplify an auteur's voice or whether it can be repurposed to protect and facilitate another artist's emergence. There is a broader cultural significance to this pivot. An actress moving behind the camera contests entrenched role definitions in an industry where typecasting often limits long-term mobility. Elson's step into direction positions her as a model for adaptive careers, encouraging actors and industry professionals to envision more porous boundaries between performance and authorship. For younger practitioners, the move is pedagogical. It suggests that the skills honed in front of the camera, timing, listening, physical sensitivity, are vital resources for directors. It reframes performance not as an endpoint but as a foundation for broader creative agency. If you enjoy thoughtful coverage like this, please like the video and subscribe to Anything You Want. Click join if you wish to access exclusive content and help sustain this kind of reporting. Tell us below which direction you want Elson to take, a tender romantic piece or a bold dramatic statement. No single forecast will capture the potentials of this film. Art emerges in the negotiation between intention and reception, and Elson's directorial debut will be measured by the fidelity of her vision and the generosity of collaborators. Whether she crafts a quiet domestic observation or a more expansive social drama, the move into direction is itself a claim that she wants to author, rather than merely enact, stories. Baris's involvement, visible or otherwise, complicates and enriches that claim. If he appears, the film will carry the resonance of a shared history. If he remains behind the scenes, his influence will be felt in subtler, structural ways. Now we turn to you, Anything You Want family. Should Baris Ardak step into Elson Sangu's frame for her debut, or should she claim this chapter solely for herself? Which outcome would most satisfy your curiosity while honoring their artistic integrity? Leave your thoughts in the comments. We read every contribution and your input guides the stories we pursue. If this piece resonated, like the video, subscribe to Anything You Want, and tap the join button to support our independent coverage. Thank you for sharing this journey with us. The story of Baris Ardak and Elson Sengu continues to unfold. We will be here, charting each development with care and curiosity.